Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is the SFR GT Challenge Round 8 of Division 2 from Nürburgring GP. And we have an exciting battle tonight that's going to take place between drivers and teams. And I got a special guest with me tonight for the stream who's going to be in the booth with me, my good buddy Turismo Rodrigo. How you doing tonight, bud?
Hello everyone. Yes, I am doing quite well, Lucky. Thanks a lot. We are here for the SFR GT Challenge Round 7, and well, join us because it's gonna be an absolute treat. The points are looking really close, the field is going fast, and we're gonna be looking forward to some great and close racing. So bear with us as we watch the last few minutes of qualifying.
Yes, we're taking a look at RR Arrowhead right now, who's leading the field. Not by much. Goof is in second place right now. CK managed to get his way up to third. Cyberstro, the man that we'll be talking to from STR, will be taking fourth at the moment. Fifth, another STR driver in the BMW M6, G-Tuck. You got Fam's Hyper in the 911 and the USA themed livery. Nice livery there. And seventh at the moment are our Magic Man in a Mercedes-Benz USA themed livery. Then we got the Honeycomb Lexus of Boys Noise 1, 2, 3, 4. It's worth mentioning, Boys Noise has had a penalty. So unfortunately, he'll be starting at the back of the grid today, and he will have to work his way up, which he is plenty capable of doing, so we'll have to keep a close eye on that. We got RR2 Rare taking 8th place at the moment. Viper 9 Matt and a new livery, unaffiliated team livery. Big Red and another M6 for PHRT. And your host and team captain, Fams Cleckley. So why don't we take a look at the live timing?
So yeah, about that, a little stats we could say. First to fifth are only separated by 3 tenths, and I think they are all on the 54s right now, so they are all going pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm looking at the live timing actually right now, and we have a 54, 676, 846, 849, 975, 990 from 1 through 5th is split by hairs. So this is going to be very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you stick around for that. It is going to be something to behold, I'll tell you that right now. And it's worth mentioning too, Rodrigo, that we have team championships in play here and driver championships in play here, as we're about to get underway shortly. We'll get back to that in a second as far as the points and who stands where. Right now we are going to talk to our man Cyberstro, so bear with us for a second here.
They are separated by a minimal gap on points, so we'll see how each one of those does tonight.
Yep. And we also have the team championships, which are STR is in the lead right now, followed by PHRT, followed by Rockefeller, and unfortunately FAMS has been eliminated from team competition. They cannot win, but still in all, they are still in the mix for drivers championships. So the man you're looking at on screen right now joins us for STR Cyberstro. How you doing tonight, bud?
Hey, thanks, Catch. Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good. We're doing good, man. We're doing good. As you know, Rodrigo's joining me in the booth tonight. You had a nice qualifying there, 4th in the vet, huh?
Yeah, we STR put in a lot of time these last 2 weeks. We've been really hitting the track hard, wanting to make sure that we put in a good showing here. Goof especially, he's wanting to put in a good showing here at his he calls it his home track. So.
Yeah, you guys always put in. I know Goof puts in those crazy Goof laps, as we like to call them. So, what about strategy tonight? How do you feel? Are you feeling like you're gonna do a 2-stop? Are your whole STR teammates working together here on the same strategy? What's your game plan?
We all have kind of different strategies. I actually am open right now. I'm playing it where I'm not playing it by ear, and I have my laps planned out for a 1-stop. I also have them planned out for a 2-stop. So I'm just gonna kind of let the race come to me and see what I feel is best at that time.
Okay, that sounds good. That makes sense. See what position you're in and where the race takes you. How about the vet? Are you liking the vet this season? You've had a fairly strong season so far, so are you enjoying driving the vet?
I am and I'm not. I have to admit I've been playing around with a lot of other cars these last 2 weeks, but I think it's actually helped me at this track because it's always been at this track. So I might play around with other cars, but I'm always at this track. But overall, I really like the vet. It is so stable. It launches like a cannon off the line, and I'm really liking it. You really can't make. It's hard to make a mistake in the vet.
Yeah, it is a planted car, and you mentioned the launch, so that's going to be something to keep an eye on for sure, because since you're in 4th, you might have a spectacular chance at working your way up the pit. So we want to just wish you luck, man, and wish STR luck out there and all the teams, but thanks for talking to us, man, and we look forward to seeing you on track tonight.
Hey, thanks a lot, Catch. Thanks, Rodrigo. Thanks for broadcasting tonight. And I want to thank you guys, all the guys at SFR, for putting this on. This season's been great, a lot of fun, and looking forward to season 2.
Awesome, us too, man. Thank you. We thank you very much as well.
Have a great race, man. Good luck out there.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from STR Cyberstro, who's starting 4th on the grid, and you heard him say that launch from the vet is something special. We also have these Lexuses to look out for. They are something pretty quick, huh, Rodrigo? You'd know about that from Team Turismo.
Yes, I have just driven one of those last week. And well, it feels very planned. It's a stable all-around car, and I think that Goof has a good chance of putting on a good show tonight on his home track, well, his second home track, as Cyberstro mentioned it, as he's part German. So, he's gonna look forward to putting on a good show tonight.
Yes, he is. I'm just letting Cleckley know that we're good to go. And
so, yeah,
go ahead.
Before we get underway, I was taking a look at the point standings. Goof leads the way, but just about by 6 points. He's standing on 164, and CK, our second place man in the standings, is standing at 156. So only 6 points after them. It's gonna be very interesting to see tonight. Only 3 races to go, so we'll see how it goes.
That's very true. Very true. They are separated, like we said, by the thinnest of margins, so it will be pretty interesting. And I just saw Arrowhead leave the room, and he's our pole setter, so that's not good for him. But while we have a moment here, taking a look at STR Captain Goof's car, this is a special livery, something that many of you might be familiar with seeing. It is for Trix, our good buddy. This was the color scheme and the exact same livery that he's been using, or used in the past, I should say, and we're part of our causes, of course, are cancer, and Goof is stepping up and representing this for Trix, for his father. So we just want to wish Trix's father well and his whole family, and we know that Goof's going to put in a strong performance tonight in the Trix theme livery, as you see the flag on top of the roof representing the Brits. So Trix and everybody out there, we wish for you and we pray for you, and like we said, it's going to be a special race tonight for Goof with you in his heart. And a little more tip for Trix is that Goof has been working hard with him, and he's taught Goof a lot, and Goof wanted him to let me know that, and you could see it really paid off, because Goof has been putting in laps. We call them Goof laps, and he's really been pretty much the front runner this season with CK. So it has paid off Trix's help, so that's always great to see.
Yes, so just to mention, by the looks of it, we've had a little miscalculation, and apparently Arrowhead has been excluded from the race since he's been told he can't run both divisions, as he ran Division 1 last week. So that's interesting, because he was set to run Division 2 tonight, but
okay,
well,
so
I guess those are the rules.
That's the rules, and that's going to hurt Rockefeller in the team points, and he was a pole setter, so he was trying to take LSX Penguin's place, but that is not going to happen tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get started, so that gives Goof the pole position. Yes, and CK here, and we're going to watch out for Cyberstro off the line with that vet. So lights will turn green.
5 red lights. It's lights out, and away we go. And Goof has had a nightmare. Goof has had a nightmare. He's down in P7. That was a dreadful start by the championship leader, and CK is gonna take the lead, so this is huge for the championship right now.
Unbelievable.
Leading at the moment, followed by Too Rare, Clay Squeeze at the back, and Boys Noise, the driver who had a penalty here and was starting from 11th at the back. He's now in P9, so he has made 2 stops. Goof is right now in P7.
Goof is in it right now.
He's fallen down to P9. That's unbelievable scenes for our championship leader. But CK leads the way, Tourer second, Magic Man third. So right now it's a double podium for RR. And this is great news for CK and RR too, as they have their 2 drivers on the podium right now. So very interesting scenes to start with, as Goof is stuck in traffic, battling them Hyper, Voice Noise, and
unfortunately, we can't get a replay of that, but that was 2 teammates coming together, and Cyberstro off the line. I believe he knocked Goof off of his line, and oh my god, we'll see if Goof can make that up through this race. He definitely has the skills to do it, as CK takes them into the last chicane down the straight in the lead. He's got almost a second gap over Too Rare right now. Let's take a look down the field here. Viper in 4th. Cyberstro in 5th.
Yeah, sorry, just to cut in there. That wasn't the greatest of chicane for CK, and now Too Rare is half a second behind, not a second, so he's lost half of his gap right now, but he leads the way into turn 1. He's led a whole lap now.
Wow, I just can't believe that was happening to Goof, so we're going to have to come back to that and check that out, as CK is building his lead once again. CK is looking pretty strong in that Alpha. I'll tell you, that Alpha can handle, and CK has been known to run some really long stints, so it is quite possible he might pull a one stop here? We will have to see.
We can recall from his, I think he won with a one stop on Barcelona, and well, it was a very close finish with LSX spin win from Rockefeller Racing. It only came down to 2 seconds, a second and a half, and that's that gap for 40-50 minutes of racing. That's pretty close.
Let's take a look through the field here. We got Too Rare in second. Magic Man is on him pretty well. Their teammates, they should work together and try not to pass each other and get in it. We got Viper getting hauled down by Cyberstro here in the vet. Oh, little contact there. G-Tuck behind.
Cyberstro and Matt and Viper going side by side through the chicane. No,
what a move by Cyberstro. What a move.
Great move around the outside. Took the racing line from him, and Boyden is going down the inside of GT UK, and looks like he's got him. No, wait, they're going side by side.
Oh, this is something here.
Side by side through the first corner. We'll take a look at this. This
Looked like there was a little bit of contact.
Can pull it off. Well, Boyden can't pull it off, but we gotta say that he's gone from 11 to P7, so that's really, really great. A great job. Oh, Hyper has run wide. He's lost the car, but he has managed to save it. Great bit of driving by Hyper.
That's going to give Goof a run here, though.
Oh, Goof has gone up a position. Yes, he's got Hyper after his little woes.
So Goof has made a spot up, and he's back up in the 8th, and he's hunting down Boys Noise. Let's continue through the field, though, and see. Fam's Hyper is on softs in 9th. Big Red on softs in 10th.
There's been... who has fun? GT UK, G-Tag has fun. And it looks like Boyd Murphy is slowing down. Yes, he is slowing down. And I think he may have gave G-Tag a bit of a bump. I don't know about that. But yes, he did slow down. He was up into P5, I think.
Wow, you're right. G-Tuck is in 10th now. Unfortunately, yes. I'm sorry to everybody out there. We do not have replays for you to show you what happened there.
And Goof is making his move on Viper, round the outside into the chicane. Well, he already had him on the braking. He outbroke him. Great move by him. And Goof. He's now our championship leader back into the top 5.
Yes, he is. So, I think everybody started on racing softs, Rodrigo, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me take a look at the chart. And yes, everyone is on racing softs, so no one is trying an alternate strategy or something different on the first stint, and that's interesting.
We've got Magic Man all over Too Rare here. But while that's happening, CK has pulled away almost a 4-second gap, over a 4-second gap now.
So he's running high to low 50, high 55s and low 56. So that's a brilliant pace. His rivals have nothing to answer to that, and he has now pulled a 4.5 second lead. That's about 1 second a lap. That's brilliant driving by the powerhouse driver.
It is, and this Alpha is going to take these Shoemaker S's like 1, 2, 3, as you see there on screen, ladies and gentlemen. That Alpha is to behold through turns like the Shoemaker S's. Might not have all the power on the straight, but
Magic Man is being put under pressure by Cyberstro. He tried his move at the hairpin, but he couldn't really pull it off. But yeah, he's applying some serious pressure right there. If the cameraman could get into that for us right now, because there's a good train forming from P2 to from P2 to P5 really. Our championship leader Goof is catching right now, so it's 2 RR ahead of 2 STR, and well, we'll see for how long that lasts, because Cyberstro is on the attack.
He is, and Goof, you see here, not too far behind.
Let's see. Cyberstro is tucking into the slipstream. Will he make his move into turn 1?
He's going for it.
He thinks about it, but he sits back for now.
That was pretty wise of him, especially early on in the race. If you don't have it, you don't take it. And with the vet, he might be on better tires than the Mercedes, so... And Goof not too far behind.
Yes, Goof, lap. I think his first lap without traffic really has pulled off a 56.4. So he's also another one to be running low 56. Well, he could be challenging CK right now, but he had a terrific start, like a horrible start. And he was down to 9th at one point, but he's made up 4 spots and he's now trying to chase down 2nd place. We'll see how that goes.
Viper's still holding down 6th. And now you got Boys Noise putting pressure on Fam's Hyper here. So again, Boys Noise started from the back. And his teammate is in 1st place, but he's this Lexus, little tap, and he is putting pressure on Fam's Hyper here. He's got to be careful though.
Here he comes onto the straight, applying the Lexus power. Oh, that's a late move by Hyper. Here we come, side by side into the chicane. No, Boys has had to leave there. And early braking, just to not hit him. Good spatial awareness by Boys Noise. And, well, that was a nice battle.
We're going to stay here for a second though and see if Boys Noise can make something up on the straightaway here.
Yes, he's 4 tenths behind.
And you can see G-Tuck
braking for turn 1.
in the background making his way there. There goes Boys Noise for a move on the inside.
The inside, that side, they leave each other room. All Boys Noise has lost it on the inside curbing. That was a very risky move, but well, no incidents from any of the drivers, so this is really good driving for both of them.
Very good driving. I'll tell you what though, the more that these two battle, that gives Viper and the other Lexus a chance to kind of pull away a little bit, and there you see Viper. Let's take a look at G-Tuck real quick. Does he have damage on his car? Because he was involved with something here earlier. It's a nice looking green and white livery there on the M6. His car looks pretty clean, but we did see him in an incident, so that's what dropped him down the order. You got Big Red in 10th, Fam's Cleckley in the NSX holding it down in 11th. Let's get back to our leader though here, who's now built a 7.5 second lead.
Well, please, if we can focus on a more interesting battle right now, it's between it's the train from P2 to P5. Goof has caught up the train, and everyone is 3 tenths apart from each other. So
he does.
Really interesting, really interesting right now. We can see them coming up to the chicane right now. On board with Magic Man.
Oh, Two Rare's gone off.
Two Rare has gone off. No, he has spun through the chicane.
Oh,
he lost it on the exit.
That's devastating.
It on the second part.
Oh.
That's gutting. But Cyberstro is up into P2 on the other bet. But Two Rare has come back to the track. He has no damage, so he can keep going with his race. But that was very unfortunate. Just a little mistake. Got a little bit too early on the power on the exit, but we'll get back into the battle right now. Goof is attacking Magic Man. He switches it to the inside. No way through there.
This is a great battle. What a job by Goof. What a job by Goof. Ooh, getting a little side happy there.
Yep, you nearly gave him the commentator course. I don't think you should point at drivers doing a good job, because yeah, it looks like the commentator for this curse is real sometimes.
It is. It's happened to me before, and I'm sure as you. Let's take a quick look at Two Rare. He maintained to be able to hold on to 5th place, but he's only got a second over Hyper, so that's going to be very interesting. But looking where the action is right now, it is right now 2 through 4th, and all due to that Two Rare incident.
That's really sad because it was 2nd to 5th before, so yeah, we could have made with a 4-way battle, but we now have a 3-way battle, and well, Goof Magic Man gets a little bit of dirt on his tires at the exit.
Yeah, let's take a look at the tires here. So Cyberstro, not too bad. Magic Man either, and Goof actually has the best of all 3 that are battling here right now. So nobody's into the pit lane yet. Cyberstro still leads. Magic Man in tow. Oh, Goof getting a little slippy there. That Lexus versus Mercedes down the straightaway versus Corvette. 3 different manufacturers down this first straight.
A very, very interesting battle. 3 different manufacturers, 3 different cars, 3 different drivers with very different styles, and they are all doing a really good job so far.
They really are.
I just want to point out, I don't know if you can see the blisters on Two Rare tires after that pit. They are looking pretty worn right now, especially the fronts.
They are indeed, and he's losing some pace to Boys Noise.
There's been contact. Hyper has spun round, and there's been a little incident behind us. And with that, Boys Noise has gone through Hyper. He was already through, but now he has a comfortable lead, and he's chasing down Cyber.
Yeah, and it looked like Viper gave the flashers there, so indicating his mistake. He got Big Red in the Beamer, and his tires are pretty good. So let's get back up as you got Hyper and Viper fighting. G-Tuck, really good job by G-Tuck coming from 10th after that incident back up into 7th place. Pretty good there. Boys Noise holding down 6th, chasing down Two Rare after that incident. But this is where the action is at, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this here. Like Rodrigo said, 3 manufacturers all in tow. What will we do here? Will they pit? Will anybody pit?
Well, I was gonna mention when we entered lap 8, this is the pit window for a 2-stop. And well, if you want to pull off a 1-stop, you're gonna have to pit up around lap 11 or 12 and put on the mediums and make them lap through the very fast. As I mentioned, the pit window opening, Two Rare has pitted, and it looks like he's gonna go for a 2-stop right here. Let's see, pit crew right here.
Let's see, Two Rare entering in the pits here.
As he makes his way to the pit box, he gets stopped.
Let's see what he comes out on. Yeah, he's got some rear damage to that car. He's out on the mediums.
Yes, he's out on the mediums. So, well, he's gonna... we've got to mention here, you've got to do at least one lap on the mediums on the race. And
correct.
Well, Two Rare getting those tires out of the way right now. As G-Tuck has spun on the BMW. I think he made that mistake on his own, but we really cannot confirm right now. But yeah, he was driving alone at that moment, so he lost a handful of spots.
And he lost it to Big Red.
As we're gonna go back to the battle for the train from 2nd to 4th. Goof is on the attack on Magic Man. These are 3 cars under a blanket as Magic Man throws it down the inside of Cyberstro. They're gonna go side by side, and round the outside goes Magic Man. That's a brilliant move by the American on the Mercedes.
Oh, the Corvette's not done.
No, they're gonna go side by side into the chicane. Can Cyberstro pull it off? Oh, that's a great move. That's a brilliant move by Cyberstro. As Magic Man is gonna come into the... He doesn't cross any lines by the looks of it. So that's a good pit entry from the Rockefeller Racing Man, and he is avoiding any penalties so far.
And that gives teammates Cyberstro and Goof a chance to get some clean air and work together here. And also we have Boys Noise in the pit. Let's see what Magic Man takes. He's on his marks. New Bridgestones. Magic Man is out on the softs. And he's rejoining into a heckle of cars with Viper. And Hyper, yes he is. He's going to have some pace on them though and look to get back in the mix. Let's see what Boys Noise took.
That's going to hinder his strategy a little. He's on the soft, so he's going to get around these guys quick. He cannot stand any traffic here, so we'll see.
He's looking aggressive here. He's got to keep his calm.
Oh, Hyper has run very, very wide, and he's on the gravel and he's off the track. And if we take a look at those tires, they've had enough. They have. He needs to
get into the pits, especially on a mid-engine car.
Yes.
Hyper falling off the pace here. Oh, Magic Man looking for a move, but Viper closes the door there.
Into the Schumacher SS. Oh, that's very early braking from Viper. Oh, that was good driving from Magic Man to get it stopped before hitting the bumper of Viper. So that's a great move, but I'm sure Magic Man is kicking himself right now, like he cannot stand this traffic. As right now, both SFR drivers, Cyberstro and Goof, have gone into the pit. So
and that will give Magic Man back the position as Viper goes in. CK's going around again, and his tires don't look so bad. Let's see what Goof does here. Once again, we like to say rocking that Tricks livery. He's back out on the mediums, Goof is.
There he is. There they are. I think Goof has jumped Magic Man, so that was a brilliant strategy call by STR, though Cyberstro has lost out to Magic Man. So, well, a soul for soul. One goes ahead, the other one has gone behind.
It was brilliant, and I'll tell you, you're right, Rodrigo. That did slow down Magic Man getting stuck behind that traffic on soft, so that could pay dividends.
Yes, so it's worth mentioning right now that with Boys Noise so far behind, STR may be in for a shot of clinching the title in this race or the next one. So we'll be taking a look at that.
That's a very good point here. Let's see here. Boys Noise putting some pressure on Too Rare on the mediums, and Boys Noise on fresh mediums. Let's take a look at this battle for a second here and see what Boys Noise can do in the honeycomb. Keep in mind, Boys Noise has come from last place on the grid and worked his way up to 6th, so brilliant driving from the Lexus driver from PHRT. Powerhouse Racing.
Yes, that's great driving by Boys Noise. Though he came to blows with another driver early on in the race, but CK
is in the pits. Let's see what CK does in the pits here. We'll come back to that battle between those two, Too Rare and Boys Noise.
Yes, as Art55MN, otherwise known as DNA Knight, is cheering on for his teammate, CK, who is right now in P1, so he must be pretty happy right now.
So he went 12 laps on the soft spheres. Everybody else is 1 or 2 laps less they did than CK, and he still comes out with a 12 to 13 second lead in tow. It's dropping a little bit here, but I mean, he's on the mediums. I'll tell you, Rodrigo, he might stretch this to the end of the race. I just don't know. He's capable of doing that.
Yes, but the optimal strategy on the Delta should be a 2-stop, so that may prove interesting.
And CK is known to go against the grain when it comes to that, and it has paid off for him, so we will keep an eye on that. Second is Goof on the mediums, having a very good recovery from what happened with his teammate off the start. Magic Man on him on the soft, so really now's the time for Magic Man to make this up and get this pass done if he's going to do it. Cyberstro on the medium, so it looks like the STR drivers are on the same strategy here. They're in their same game plan. Cyberstro did lose out of position to Magic Man, but he's on the slower tire, and he'll take that for now, I believe. Look at this setting up here. Too Rare from Rockefeller and Boys Noise PHRT. Boys Noise going up the inside. This is a very dangerous spot to make a pass here, and he's got the move done. What a move.
Great move. He gets a little bit loose on the exit, but well, Too Rare is done. He's gonna slip him down the straight. And that's brilliant driving by Boys Noise. He was starting at the back of the grid from 11th, and he's now up into P5. So he's made up some spots. He's made the moves, and that's a well-earned 5th position.
And I don't think Too Rare is going to have it on the straights. I think Boys Noise just might have a little bit more rubber there, and he does, and he's going to have a little bit more power on the straightaway than the Corvette in that Lexus. But Too Rare is in draft, and he will be continuing to apply pressure here. Let's take a look down the field here. Viper is on softs, comfortably holding 7th. Hyper had a little trouble, went on the mediums, and here you go for another battle here between the two M6s, Big Red and G-Tuck.
Yes, they are 5 seconds apart right now, but yes, they are on a similar pace. Actually, G-Tuck is going faster right now, so...
And they're both on the mediums. Yeah, and they're both on the mediums here.
Yes, I was gonna mention when we exited the pit, Magic Man is on the soft as Goof is on the medium, so Magic Man should be able to pull a move there.
That's what I was trying to say, yes. He needs to, if he's going to make anything up, he needs to make this up now, because while Goof is on the mediums and Magic is on the softs, if he doesn't make this up, this could be costly towards the end of the run here. So he needs to find a way to get around them. As they come up already 13 laps in, they're coming up on a back marker here quickly on the NSX. So he's got 3 corners to make himself out of the way, and I think he will do just that.
He's gonna do it here. I think he should.
Oh, Goof.
Oh, no.
Careful.
Has he got any damage? No, he hasn't.
He hasn't gotten any damage. I wonder if Cleckley got damage. But this is going to give Magic Man the run here now. On the softs, he's pulling out. He's going for a move on the inside.
Oh, Goof has run it a little bit wide. No, he's drifted for the corner. Oh, nearly wide. Looks like he kept it.
I think Magic Man was, that was brilliant driving by Goof. I think Magic Man was trying to be a little respectful there. I think that was his opportunity, though. But you gotta tip your hat to Goof there. He's putting on a show here.
Yes, I was gonna say that was a pretty dangerous situation with the back marker, but it's good that everyone got unscathed out of that.
And the pressure is still on. Now we have Cyberstro off the pace a little bit. Wow, Magic Man diving into
he goes down the inside.
In the Dunlop chicane. That's a beautiful move by Magic Man.
It's a hairpin, the Dunlop hairpin.
That's what I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yep, that's a great move. He has to make that pass because he's on the softs right now. Now he's gonna be looking forward to make it. Wait, Goof isn't done yet.
No, Goof is not gonna. Goof is gonna make this difficult.
Oh, Goof gets a no. He's off the track.
Oh, Goof!
Gone for a spin.
Oh, Goof with a spin off the track. Will he recover?
That's a big mistake for the championship leader, and will. No, he spun again on the grass.
Oh,
horrible news for him. He's trying to get out of there. He's stuck.
he's yielding safely. This is that was the worst thing that could have possibly happened to Goof. Unfortunately,
he got all out of shape through there, and well, I don't know how it works right now with drop rounds, but this may put his championship lead on jeopardy right now. So yeah, he may be in some trouble.
that's unfortunate there. That gives Viper 6th, 2 Rare 5th, Boys Noise 4th, Cybershow 3rd, and Magic Man into 2nd, as our leader is gaining precious time on the mediums after all that and that battling, up to 12 seconds now for CK in the Alpha. I'll tell you what though, Rodrigo, that for Goof was a very costly error. I wonder if it was the dirty air behind Magic Man that just got him out of whack a little bit.
Well, looked like he got a little bit too early on the power. He wasn't fighting his race right there, like Magic Man was on the softs and he didn't have to hold him up any longer. Magic Man was gonna go on the mediums on the final stint, and then Goof was gonna get his chance, but he wanted to battle. He put on a show for us, but unfortunately he has lost a lot of time with that mistake.
A lot of time is right. So let's get you caught up and take you through the grid, because we are more than halfway through this race here. CK for PHRT in the Alpha leads us at about 12 seconds. You have Magic Man for Rockefeller after that incident with Goof in 2nd place, and he's got a 2-second lead on this man for STR Cybershow, which is going to be interesting in the points overall, because STR and PHRT are in close battles, with Rockefeller slightly behind. Boys Noise is the beneficiary, I would say, out of everything here today. You got to tip your hat so far for him if he could hold on. He's getting a little loose there, but he grabs it and he gains control. But he started from back of the grid, correct, and he is in 4th place now after the Goof and Magic Man incident and the Goof wipeout. So Boys Noise in the Honeycomb Lexus for PHRT, his teammate in 1st place. Then we have 2 Rare for Rockefeller in the Vet in 5th, comfortably 3 behind and 5 in front of 6th place Viper, who's got 3 seconds on Goof, which I would expect Goof to make that up, and hopefully he could have a clean race from here on out. You got Fams Hyper, who was in it himself a little bit before. He got a little wild through this sector, I believe, and he looks to maintain that pretty well now in 8th. G-Tuck was also in some incidents earlier, and he has maintained 9th. I'll tell you one thing though, he might be a dark horse here for a possible top 5 finish, because that BMW does have pretty outstanding tire wear. So we'll see what G-Tuck can make up here. Big Red was passed by G-Tuck. He's on the mediums. He's in 10th. And Cleckley is still in 11th. So I'll tell you, Rodrigo, that battle between Magic Man and Goof, it looked like it was going to be something special. And it's not over, but that was a very costly error, and like you said, Goof is the points leader right now in the Drivers' Championship, so very costly here.
Yeah,
oh,
very
CK getting a little bit loose, but not too much to worry about there.
Well, as there is not much action on the track right now, I think we shall jump in with the race leader, who's driving a really, really brilliant race. Absolutely. Oh no, he gets loose again. The commentator curve in full swing tonight. But yeah, CK so far has been driving an excellent race. He has pulled away by 13 seconds, so that's really, really extraordinary. And well, this could make wonders for his championship campaign right now with Goose way down the order, so we'll see how it goes. It's great news for PHRP, indeed.
It is, especially with Boys Noise being in 4th place here, and see what he can do with that. And it's worth mentioning, not only does CK have the potential to win this race and overtake in the points, but depending on where Goof finishes, that could play a big role in it too. But I think Goof should be pretty safe to maintain a 2nd place regardless. And when we have to let our audience know, in case they don't already, that there are 2 drop rounds, so only your best 8 out of 10 races count, and after this race there will be 2 races left. We will be at Le Mans next and finish the season out at Interlagos in Brazil. So CK building on that lead, which is impressive that he's able to do that on the mediums in the Alpha, and he has got nothing but clean air in front of him. Let's take a look at Magic Man here. He is going to have to pit pretty soon again, and Cyberstro is not too far behind him on the racing medium, so that's something to look out for as well, Rodrigo.
Yes, that's the big question, and Cyberstro could either pit, and I think he may get past Magic Man, because Magic Man has run wide, and Cyberstro is going to gain a lot of time. As Goof comes into the pits, there's a lot going on right now, we cannot really keep up with that, but we'll go back to Cyberstro for now. Yes, so he has the option to stay out till the end, but even if he pits, he's only 2 seconds behind Magic Man, and he's matching his pace on the mediums right now. So if he puts on the softs, Magic Man on the final stint, he's gonna be on the mediums, so if he can pull off any of those strategies, and I think he will still grab P2. It's not looking way too positive for Magic Man right now.
It does look like P2 is in fold for Cyberstro, but it does, barring some sort of another massive incident, it does look like both of the drivers will be on a podium. It's just going to be a matter of which one takes 2nd, which one takes 3rd, but it is never over until it's over, as we've seen much of today already. Boys Noise solid with the racing mediums on in a solid 4th place, and you can't count him out of a podium finish either. There's not very
Absolutely
much.
Not.
Oh, I see
there
the yellow
are some
flag.
Yellow flags. Yes. And it's Claycliffe who is having an absolute nightmare of a race. He's sitting close to the wall with damage, so yeah, that hasn't been the best of races for the fans captain right here. He's last 4 minutes behind, but we've got no time to worry about that because Magic Man is so yep, we'll see what he does. He's probably gonna have to put on the mediums and run till the end. So,
and as that's happening, we have a battle here for 5th and 6th place.
Yes, but here also Boys Noise. This is gonna be quite interesting because Boys Noise could potentially pull off a one-stop here and be in for a shot with a podium, having started from the back of the grid. So we'll actually keep a close eye on that.
That is very true. There is only 7-8 laps to go here. Magic Man is on fresh tires, but he is 5 seconds behind almost of Boys Noise here, who doesn't have too much wear on his tires here. So we'll come back to that, but it's interesting to see what Cyberstro does as well. Is he going to stay on the mediums for a one-stop race here? This is getting very interesting.
Yes, and well, CK should be set to come in. He has a pretty safe gap to do so. And well, Cyberstro could try an optimistic move and try to stay out and challenge CK for the win. We'll see what happens with that. But right
I tell you the truth, CK using all the curves there. CK is going in. Okay, you know what it must have been? He must have saw that he had enough time in the lead to be able to comfortably put on softs to the end of this race. He's only got 7 laps remaining coming out of the pit here.
Yes,
And
but it looks like he will be challenged by Cyberstro at the exit of the pit, so we'll see how that shapes up.
Alright, he's going to get rubber put on right now. Remember, they do not need fuel here. New rubber is on. Where is he coming out?
He's behind Cyberstro.
Oh, Cyberstro overtakes him.
Boys Noise into the pits. So, interesting shape up to the race right now.
This is very interesting. This is very interesting. And CK on fresh softs on Cyberstro's a worn medium, so this is only a matter of time before CK just has to be comfortable and be smooth. Don't get too over aggressive and allow the pass to be taking. It will only be a matter of time.
Yes, so if CK can get through Cyberstro right now, then he would have let every lap, but Cyberstro has, well, Cyberstro didn't make life too hard there.
Yeah, I think
he has lost the back end.
I think he realized that CK was clearly on fresh rubber and he knew he could not defend him much longer.
Yes, so CK has led every lap, absolutely every lap in this race, and he has also set the fastest lap. So that's brilliant from the American Powerhouse Racing team.
Yes, now this is going to be interesting though, Rodrigo, here, because we have Cyberstro on the mediums here, like we said, and we have Magic Man behind on fresh mediums here. Now, is Cyberstro going to need to pit again? That's the big question here. And we also have this shaping up here between Goof and Boys Noise. Boys Noise put on rather racing softs, a fresh set, and Goof has slightly worn softs, and I'll tell you what, I mean, that's a great comeback for Goof, because Goof had that spin drop all the way down the field to 7th, and he is going to make life difficult on Boys Noise. I think Boys Noise might have been okay. I thought he was going to stick on the mediums, but I was wrong.
Yes, as Goof is going purple right now, so what I just mentioned, CK having little laps on the fastest lap, it looks like it's going to change right now. We'll see how Goof does the final corners, and well, let's see. He's on the attack on Boys Noise, and he goes through the line. He has taken the fastest lap with a 55.6. That's a great lap by Goof, who's had a comeback race. Ever since the start, he had a very bad start. He was down in P9, then he had recovered to 2nd. But that was pretty close.
I think Boys Noise is feeling the pressure here, and Goof going up the inside here. Around the Mercedes.
They leave each other room. Boys has lost it. But he's kept it on the road, and he's still ahead of Goof right now. That's pretty respectful racing. Goof is down the inside now, but he's been really, really cautious. I think that at this point, Goof is just trying to limit the mistakes, really, because he doesn't need one of those anymore.
Yeah, he could really use the points, too. He could use a solid finish, so even if he's not going to land on the podium, he needs to keep the points up as high as he can get. And it is worth mentioning that Boys Noise is on fresher tires. So let's come back to this in a second and take a look at what Magic Man is doing. He's lowered that gap to Cyberstro to 2 seconds, a little under 2 seconds now.
That's spectacular. I don't know if there was a little mistake by Cyberstro, because the gap was 12 seconds. So I would guess there was a mistake by Cyberstro, but I don't think he's gonna be able to hold up the RR Rockefeller Racing Team driver for much longer, really.
And his Cyberstro's mediums are taking a beating on this vet. He's going to have to be very careful that he does not get out of control. Even if he loses a position to the Mercedes, he does not want to throw a podium away after such a good race and capitalizing off of so many things that happened today. I'll tell you, Rodrigo, my heart's pounding. How about yours? This has been pretty exciting for me, too.
Well, yes, exciting battles around the track, as Goof has now dropped a second behind Boys Noise, so he's lost a little bit of time, but he has a little bit of breathing room right now. He is looking faster than Voice Noise right now, but he got slightly worn soft, so well, it will be pretty good for the championship leader if he can recover to P4, but it's gonna be pretty hard to get by the Powerhouse Racing Team driver, who will be looking to finish here, because he needs to help his team on the constructor standing. So not only the drivers championship on the line right now, but also the constructor. So Voice Noise needs to keep it together right now.
That's very true, and nobody is. I mean, I'll tell you what, Goof can put pressure on with the best of them, but Boys Noise has been having a phenomenal race, as we mentioned many times, starting from the back of the grid. But where it's at right now is right here. It's between second and third.
And Magic Man. Yes, they are going side by side, and I think Cyberster is going to have to give up the position because his mediums are way too worn at the moment. I think he should come into the box because look at those tires right now. They won't take it any longer. But he's taking out another lap, and this is giving Voice Noise a chance to get the podium, and that's gonna be from the back of the field. So,
you know what? Cyberstro cannot afford to pit at this point, and he will lose a podium most likely. As you see, Boys Noise and Goof just come into frame there down the long straightaway.
Boys Noise not giving any slipstream to Goof right now. He really isn't making life easy because he, knowing the situation of Cyberstro, he may know that a podium is on the line. I guess he needs to be told by his team director, but we'll see how that goes. It's 11 seconds right now, the gap, so there are 4 laps to go, and we'll see.
Yes, and that's why I think if Cyberstro pits here, he's losing. He almost lost 2 seconds just at that point right there through that first sector through the stadium. So this is a tough call for Cyberstro here. He told us in the pre-race interview that he was going to kind of go on the fly. He had a few different strategies. A one-stop was a possibility. And I'll tell you, Rodrigo, I think he's going to go with it. He's yielded the position to Magic Man in the Mercedes, but he's got Goof and Boys Noise 9 seconds and 9.5 seconds now behind him. So if he goes into the pit and takes softs, he's going to lose drastic time, and I don't know if he'll have enough time to recover coming out of the pits. What about you?
Well, on fresh softs, the pit delta is around 16, 17 seconds, so he would be, if he pits right now, 8 seconds behind Boys Noise. So, well, he could as well pit, but he hasn't. So there are only 3 laps to go, and well, if he can pull it off, and then hats off to him. But right now, let's get into the battle between Goof and Boys Noise, because Goof is right now all over Boys Noise, trying to chase down a podium, and it would be really, really good for him if he can get a podium today.
Yes, this is very interesting here.
And mishaps he had this race. As all Boys goes defensive, braking really early. Oh, that's great. That's a great move. He parked it on the inside for Goof not to have any way through. As Goof gets a little bit out of shape, Boys runs slightly wide, but brilliant driving from Boys this race, we gotta mention, because he hasn't made absolutely any mistakes, or I think he had made one at the first lap of the race, but he's holding it together. He's handling the pressure from a man like Goof, who's a championship leader, and even with slightly inferior pace, he's being able to keep him behind, and he's racing for a podium here, whether they can catch Cyberstro. So this is gonna be a good final lap.
This is, and as we do this here, let's go through the field one more time here. CK with just a dominating race here as we catch him getting a little out of whack there. Magic Man in second place. has got 5 seconds on Cyberstro, which we're going to see. As you see, ladies and gentlemen, those tires are beaten up. We have Boys Noise in 4th place, cutting the lead down to 5 seconds plus now. Goof in 5th, still a great job after that spin. Too Rare in 6th, Viper 9 in 7th, Fams Hyper in 8th, G-Tuck in 9th, Big Red in 10th, and I believe Klecky has retired from the race here. So,
indeed, yeah. So, yep, he is out of the race, and well, that's one race he'll rather forget right now.
yes, it is, and I'll tell you, he got into some damage before, but look at this here. This is closing ever so slightly with 1 lap remaining, 1.5 laps remaining here. This is going to be something to behold, because I think it's too little too late for Goof to recover from the 4th here, as we see his tires have taken a little bit more of a beating than Boys Noise here. But I'll tell you what, Cyberstro's heart is beating right now.
Yes, but from the lap times right now, Boys Noise has run a 1:57.0 and Cyberstro has run a 2:00.6, so he's going about 3 seconds and a half.
And it's
slower lap, so yeah.
It's Boys right Noise, at that.
Yes, Boys Noise is looking to get him on the final lap. He'll have a sector to attack him, and oh no, he gets a little bit out of shape on the gravel at the exit of the Dunlop hairpin.
It takes the Shoemaker S is nice. This is crucial.
A sector to attack Cyberstro, so that's gonna be really, really interesting to see. We're gonna battle for the podium in our hands here. It's 2.7 the gap, so this is gonna come down to Cyberstro's defense, because Boys clearly have the pace right now.
So we have 2 different strategies here playing out. Cyberstro on a 1-stop on these old mediums, as you see him getting loose here, and Boys Noise on a 2-stop. Goof was in the mix for everything until that unfortunate incident that he had, which he's done a great job to recover, but this is where it's at. Magic Man looks to hold up 2nd. CK is dominated in 1st, but here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is between Boys Noise and Cyberstro on the final lap here. Can Boys Noise do it? 1.6 behind.
Well, I think he's absolutely gonna do it. He's gonna have a sector to attack Cyberstro, but he isn't gonna make life easy for him. As Cyberstro gets a little bit out of shape.
Oh, this is unbelievable here. He's putting the pressure on already. Cyberstro's gonna be defending.
White lines, but I think that Boys Noise has done it. Has he? Oh, side by side, a little bit of a tap, but they are through unscathed, both of them. A very, very tight move. Cyberstro squeezed the Boys Noise a little, but they get through unscathed, and Boys have the move made. So now let's look at Goof, because he's looking to catch Cyberstro too.
Yes, this is another possibility here.
But right now, let's give it up to the race winner by 23 seconds. He has led every lap, and he has set the fastest lap here. Here he comes. He's doing some drifting.
I think he's putting it on for us. I think he's putting it on for us.
And
with the flash of the lights.
CK. He deserves that win. That was a brilliant race, but now Goof only half a second behind his teammate. We'll see what he does, but they are teammates, so I don't know if anything too risky will be pulled off here by... Oh, Cyberstro has run real wide, and it's out, and he has gone on the final stint from
Magic Man taking 2nd. Boys Noise with the race of his life taking 3rd, starting from the back of the grid. Goof recovering, taking 4th. Cyberstro on the 1-stop. I got to tip my cap to him because he did hold on. A nice solid 5th. Too Rare will be taking 6th for Rockefeller.
Brilliant performance from Boys Noise to go from the back of the grid to to a podium. He's had some rough times lately. He had to start out at the back because of a penalty, and he had a race ban the previous race, so that's a brilliant job by the Canadian driver on the Caramel Lexus, and this is a double podium for Powerhouse Racing Team, and they're gonna be making up some points on STR.
That is so true.
What a night for them. What a night for them. What a great race, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tell you, that was a great race indeed. I'll tell you what, you got to tip your hat, like you said, to Boys Noise. But here's the man that dominated, ladies and gentlemen. Fastest lap of the race, dominated for the whole race right off the jump, was CK. So
absolutely amazing.
We will get these interviews ready for you here with post-race interviews here. So we're going to talk to CK, the winner, Magic Man. Boys Noise with an amazing race. And I'll tell you what, Rodrigo, you are the man to pick the driver of the race that you would like to talk to. Who would that be?
Well, let me go through the results, really, through the race results. I think that after all that happened to him, we've got to pick fourth place and probably current championship leader Goof, because we gotta pick on his race and ask everything that happened, because yeah, that was a nice race from him minus the mistake, so we'll see. I think he's gonna be our special guest tonight.
Yes, I believe you're right. That's a good pick. So what a race, ladies and gentlemen. Hang tight, and we will be right back with some podium interviews and the driver of the race. Boys Noise, Goof, Magic Man, and CK. You're gonna start with the winner. We're gonna get CK in here. I will get him in 1 second. You could start with Goof if you like while we get CK in here.
What happened at the start, because you had a lot of wheel spin, you dropped to 9th right there, and I think that just shaped up the rest of your race, really. So take us through the start.
It is what it is on that. I mean, I'm not frustrated at all with my performance. I mean, this is my first race. I've learned the wheel in a week with my new pedals and my new wheel, so I'm off the controller. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, what it was I forgot my traction control, point blank. So I spun on the start, I tried to feather it, and then just started moving my way up through the field because I know I had pace. And I tried to do the undercut to try to make up positions. So, I mean, I fell to the back, spun out, got a little frustrated off that, kept cool, and just started working my way back up front again. And it makes me feel good because I can actually run pace with these guys being on the wheel now. So I mean, I'm actually happy about that. I'm happy with my race and the livery. Actually, talk a little bit about that real quick if you don't mind. That is for Trix. Pretty much, he was my coach. He's helped me out a ton with everything that he's done, and he's been gone lately, but I know his father's kind of battling cancer, so I made that livery specifically for him for this race because this race is pretty much my home track. I mean, I have so many laps done here, so many miles ran here, but overall I'm happy with the performance, and I'm happy with how Cyberstro did and Tuck and everybody racing me clean too, and the end with Boys Noise was really fun as well. So I mean, I'm overall happy with how the race went.
It was excuse me, Rodrigo, I'm sorry. It was really fun to watch. Let me ask you two questions though, and we did mention for Trix, and our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family, and the livery was absolutely beautiful, and you did it justice today. But let me ask you two things off the line. We didn't have replay, but it seemed like your teammate Cyberstro might have got into you and threw you off the line. Is that what happened?
No, I spun and he tried to, I guess, avoid CK because the Corvette just gets off the line like crazy, and I gave him room. I mean, it almost looked like we did touch, but we didn't. We did not touch. So I mean, it was pretty smooth off the start. Just my mishap of not having traction control on.
Okay, so it was a little bit of a figment of our imagination there. Then it looked like a touch, but as you explained, it was not. And the second question is, what happened when you were behind Magic Man? Was it just dirty air that you were behind him, or did you happen to just get on the throttle a little too much? Were your tires a little slick, a little worn down?
I think it was that rumble strip coming out. I kind of feathered the throttle too much, and then I got into the power quicker, and then it just went around. That's all that was. That was my mishap on that part too. So I had 2-3 errors this race, but okay, overall, I'm happy with it. It's no big deal. I'm still learning.
Well, congratulations, man. And you said that you were on the wheel for the first time. You put on a hell of a show, and like you said, you did Trix proud, and we pray for his family. Great livery, great race tonight. You're still in the mix with the championship leader and the whole championship driver battle, so until next time, we'll see you at Le Mans, man. Great race.
All right, fellas, y'all take care, and thank you, and congratulations to these guys, man. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Take it easy, Goof. Thank you. And do we have CK with us here? CK, can you hear us? I don't know if your mic is shared, CK. I don't know if we could hear you or not, but if you could share your mic, that would be great. While he does that, I mean, what can we say about this guy, Rodrigo? He had a unbelievable race from start to finish. We're looking at his Alpha right now. It was just a dominating performance, and it didn't hurt him either that there was some battles going on behind him to get him out in just nothing but clean air all race. CK, are you with us? Okay, well, while he tries to sort that out, we'll go over the Magic Man here. Magic Man, congratulations on taking second for Rockefeller. There was some crazy intense battles going on and some crazy strategies that happened there. How'd you feel about the race?
Oh, the race was good. The start, we got off good. The Corvette launches like I've never seen. So, congrats to Silvestro on that. That was amazing. The race went well. My pit strategy didn't work out. I kind of played a gumball and then realized it as soon as I did it. So I played it out and it worked in my favor.
We saw that actually. We were wondering what you were going to do there, and it kind of got iffy between you and Cyberstro there for a minute. But he elected to go on a one stop, so that did pay off for you. Did you happen to see what happened with Goof? I mean, he was putting some pressure on you there. You were on mediums, he was on softs, and it looked like he was actually going to make up some ground on you and challenge you, and then the next thing you know, he was in the grass. Tell me about that. What happened through that sequence for you?
Yeah, that was an unfortunate thing. He was catching me. Like, I knew he was on the softs. I knew he'd come out of the pits, and I was like, this is not going to end well. I'm just going to try to hold pace with him and let him pass me. And we got to that corner, and I happened to come out and I look in the mirror and I just see his car spin. And I was at first I thought maybe we had bumped, but I didn't feel anything, so I didn't know if maybe he got on the rumble strips and got a little loose. But yeah, that sucked for him because he would have definitely been in front of me had he had been not spun out at that point.
It would have been something to behold because, like I said, it would have been a mix and match of strategies towards the end, and you kind of all bunched up there at the end anyway. You know, him and Boys Noise had an incredible run, but yeah, congratulations to you and for Team Rockefeller. And this is another podium for you. You haven't been on in a couple weeks, but it's good to see you taking the Mercedes up there.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it feels good to put Rockefeller in the podium again. See you guys in 2 weeks at Le Mans. Try to do it again.
Yeah, good luck, man. Congratulations. Congratulations. Great
Thanks,
race.
Guys. Good race, guys.
Do we have CK? CK, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We got you now, CK. So real quick, we just want to take us through this from the start. You had an absolutely dominating performance from start to finish. What did it feel like for you? Was it just like a nice Sunday evening drive there in the summertime, or what?
It was kind of like that, yeah.
I bet it felt like that. You had almost like a 20-second gap over the field, so give or take. It got a little bit sketchy there when you came out of the pits and you were behind Cyberstro, but it looked like he just kind of yielded to you there and on you went, but this was kind of easy breezy for you. Were you aware of the calamity that took place behind you and a lot of the action?
No, not at all.
Not at all. You just figured that your time was just increasing and you didn't care why. You were just full steam ahead.
The 4C, it's a twitchy car, so I was kind of worried.
It is. We saw a couple times you get a little loose on the mediums, but you're an experienced driver and you held it together pretty well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and go ahead, Rodrigo.
Yeah, it is worth mentioning. You've won the race, set the fastest lap, and led absolutely every lap. So that's a brilliant performance. You've won by 25 seconds, so that was wonderful driving.
Thanks.
And it also is worth mentioning too that now you've taken a win here at Nürburgring GP, and Goof had finished in 5th place, so that is going to change up the points for the Drivers' Championship overall pretty significantly. So congratulations on that, and it's going to come down to the wire at Le Mans and Interlagos. What do you say about that? Looking forward to those?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those two I'm pretty good at, but you know, the 4C, it's, you know, not as fast on straights, but I'm still looking forward to it.
It's gonna go. I'll tell you what. It's gonna be interesting, and I have a feeling that you'll be pretty strong at Le Mans. At Interlagos, regardless of maybe the lack of power in some of the straights at Le Mans. But it'll be a show to see for sure. Thank you, CK. Congratulations on the win. And tomorrow we will get the standings updated for you guys. And this was a huge win for you, and a huge win for PHRT overall because your teammate is waiting for us next here. Congratulations, CK. We'll see you in 2 weeks, bud.
Thank you.
Okay, and we'll move on to Boys Noise here, and the Honeycomb Lexus starting from last place on the grid and making his way to a podium position here. I mean, I'll tell you what, I got to tip my cap to you, Boys Noise. That was something else, man. That was something to behold. To walk us through what happened that race for you.
I just had a well thought out strategy we had down. I gained a lot of spots in the first turn because I can break pretty deep into the field when it was bunched up at a good amount of space, and then I just kept pushing on from there.
did you see what happened ahead when it looked like what happened with Goof? You were, I think, somewhere around 7th place, and you might even been mixing it up with Too Rare at one point. And did you see what happened with Goof? And then you kind of knew at that point you were ready for take advantage of that.
Well, when I came out of the pits, I had a feeling that Goof was on mediums. Because his pace, he was catching up, but usually out of the corners, I used to get a bit more speed because I had fresh softs. So that's the only really time I could have noticed Goof struggling. But besides that, not anything special that he did.
I'll tell you what, it was. Yeah, well, it was something special too towards the end of the race, because we were trying to figure out if Cyberstro was going to come in and pit or he was going to stay on the one-stop strategy, and he decided to stay on the one-stop strategy, and every lap it kept on going from 7 seconds down to 5, down to 4, down to 3, and eventually you caught him at that last lap. So he needed a 25-lap race instead of a 26-lap race, but you dragged him down.
Yeah, I only really noticed the time go down as about 3 seconds. I wasn't really paying attention. I was just driving, battling with Goof, and then I looked up at the standings real quick, and I noticed that Cyberstro, that I was gaining on him, and I calculated where I was on the track and how much time I was gaining. That if I kept on pushing my pace and not messing up, I usually get him within almost the end, which I did. So.
Well, that was great. Rodrigo, go ahead. What do you got?
Well, congratulations on awesome performance. You went from the back of the field to a podium, so far I think that's gotta be one of the performances of the season after a rough few races, so congratulations.
Thank you. It was a fun race to do after doing the 24 hour yesterday, so it's fun to come back for another race.
Yes, and PHRT overall as a team is going to have some great points from this here. So that is awesome, man. I mean, congratulations. And how do you feel about going into Le Mans in 2 weeks with the Lexus?
Feeling pretty good. It's got some good top speed, so it's gonna be able to carry itself through the straights. So it's just a matter of keeping it clean in the corners.
Yeah, that is true. So congratulations again on a spectacular race. Like Rodrigo said, probably your best of the season so far, especially the circumstances coming from the back of the grid. And we will see you in 2 weeks' time, my friend.
Sounds good. See you guys at Le Mans.
All right, take it easy, bud. Take it easy. And I'll tell you what, Rodrigo, I don't know about you, but for me, that was a great race. I'm glad that we got to do it together here. I hope that everybody liked it, and we'll have Josh back soon enough. Josh from Demo 1 Garage, we must mention him. But any last words, Rodrigo, before we hit the panic?
Well, thanks everyone for joining us on an action-packed race, and thanks to SFR for inviting me to commentate and for trusting me. I don't really have commentator experience, but I hope we put on everyone has put a fun show tonight, but I hope us commentators did too. We have absolutely no experience commentating, but we came up here and tried to give you guys a good recap of the race, and I hope we did a good job.
Yes. Thank you all.
Thanks to SFR for inviting again.
Yes, thank you all, and it's not easy doing the commentating like Rodrigo said. I hope you enjoyed some of it, if most of it. But we appreciate everybody out there, and it was a great race, and hopefully the man, Josh, Demo 1 Garage, will be back for Division 1 next week at Le Mans. For now, that'll be all for us. Rodrigo and Rocky signing off from Division 2 Nürburgring GP. We will see you guys later. Thank you very much.